We're at the Museum of Making Music in Carlsbad. What we do is we explore over 100 years of American popular music. We look at the people, the companies, the families that made instruments, how they influenced popular music, how you and I would have gotten those instruments as well, and we give people a chance to make music on their own.
So tell me about some of the more unusual instruments you have here that maybe someone's never even heard of.
Well, we do have a theremin, and a theremin is one of the early electrified instruments, and you don't touch it to play it. You wave your hands in the air. There's two antennae, and the closer your hand gets to one antenna is the higher or lower that pitch goes, and then the closer your hand gets to the other antenna, the louder or softer the volume of the note you're playing is. So we have an interactive one here at the museum. We have a historic artifact, a 1927 theremin, so visitors can see both that historic piece, and then they can also play it for themselves.
Yeah, it does sound like
Human noises. There's a maximum of volume that we can get, but if you just keep that hand steady like on a regular volume and then control your right hand, there you go. Fender was making instruments. They made a guitar and they called it a broadcaster. Well, prior to that, the Gretsch Drum Company had a drum set that was also called the Broadcaster. So Fender wasn't allowed to use that Broadcaster name on their line of guitars, so they scratched the Broadcaster name. And several of those instruments left the factory without a name. They hadn't figured out what the name of it would be. The final naming of that guitar was the Telecaster. So we have examples of all three of those instruments at the museum.
I feel like for a lot of people, music is the way they connected. Do you find that kids or even adults show up here and kind of rediscover a part of themselves?
Absolutely. This museum, you don't have to be a musician to appreciate it. I think everybody has that inner love of music, that you can think of that song that you heard as a kid and it kind of gives you to that nostalgic safe place, or that energetic place, or that, you know, if you want to feel sad or if you want to feel happy. Obviously the music is an international language, and we do have exhibitions here that tell the story of those global spotlights on music. We're able to make those connections here and able to let people experience that, but also to let them branch out and try it. They might not be musicians, but at least we give them a chance to see what it's like and try it out. Maybe light that spark for them.